We were talking about this in the newspapers a little bit earlier on. Ronaldo rumbled for 19 million Irish tax deception. So we've dragged Vincent Wall in from outside. Vincent, how are you? Good morning to you.
Dragged her screaming and...
Yeah. Well, so we were like, I was kind of trying to pretend that I knew a little bit about this. But what is the story here? What is the deception and what has Ronaldo been doing?
Yeah. This effectively goes back to the period 2011-2014, so it's a historic case, Ger, as is the case with many of the other players who played in Spain that the tax authorities are investigating. And it's all to do with image rights. The revenues that the likes of Ronaldo generated on their image rights, and whether and to what degree they had a liability to pay tax on those image rights in Spain for the time they were playing there. I have sort of sympathy for Ronaldo on this one because it's not that he didn't declare those image rights. He did make a declaration in his 24 tax declaration, but he said that the vast majority of the income he earned from his image rights was earned outside Spain, so that therefore, in his view and in the view of his advisors, there wasn't the liability that the tax authorities in Spain now say that he had for that period. They say that he owes 15 million euro for that period, 2011-2014 alone. So that's where the fine and the suspended jail sentence has come from. They were actually imposed last June when Spain were playing Portugal in the World Cup, but it came to its finality yesterday in court. Now, where does the Irish connection come in? Basically, Ronaldo's agent, Jorge Mendes, as we know, he effectively, working with a lawyer based here in Dublin, used the very generous and lax Irish corporate tax system effectively to set up a number of companies here that then had mirror companies in tax havens, the likes of the British Virgin Islands. And Irish tax law allowed that, not just for the likes of these sporting images rights, but also for giant multinationals based here. That effectively meant that no tax would have been paid in the British Virgin Islands through an Irish company based here on those image rights, and that's what's come home to roost. Interestingly, the Irish government has closed off a lot of those loopholes now under pressure from tax authorities, both in the European Commission and wider afield. So that won't happen again.
That's what was known as the double Irish.
Yeah, that was known as the double Irish, where effectively you could set up a registered company in Ireland, whether for image rights or
whatever,
internet tech services, but effectively have a mirror operation in a jurisdiction where no taxes were paid at all.
Okay, so that was the benefit of that, because initially people were wondering, why is George Mendes coming to Ireland? And I think the casual assumption would have been, well, our corporation tax rate is much better than everywhere else's, but actually it's even better when you can...
Yeah, with that double Irish mechanism, it was even better. Effectively, it meant that almost no corporation tax at all was paid, other than what Ronaldo, through his tax advisors, did declare that they were eligible to pay for the rights that they're generated in Spain. But that was far lower than the Spanish authorities deemed to be the case, and which Ronaldo has effectively accepted now.
Okay.
He's still based here though, right? Isn't he, Mendes? As in the corporation tax is still on its own a very attractive thing.
Those couple of companies are still here own. There's a whole lot of cross shareholdings and cross directorships between Gestivute, Mendes's agency company, and those companies, Polaris and Multisports Image and Management, I think is the other one based here. I think his nephew is a director of Multisports Image and Management and of Polaris. So he is still linked to those. And you could argue that image rights generated outside of Spain could still be channeled through here and pay 12.5% corporation tax here, as distinct from no tax through the double Irish mechanism. But I suspect other jurisdictions will be looking at the Spanish ruling now and saying, well, image rights earned while a star footballer was playing in our country, like the German league or the Italian league, they'll be looking at those kind of revenue sources as well, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, there was an assumption when Messi was the first one done that this was somehow a conspiracy by the Real Madrid authorities but it turned out they were going after everybody.
They were going after everybody, and the difference with Messi, the main difference between Messi and the Ronaldo case is that Messi and his father and their advisors didn't declare any earnings at all in Spain.
Okay.
They basically just didn't declare anything. So now, in the Ronaldo case, the earnings are far bigger, which is why his fine is bigger and why his suspended sentence is bigger. But Messi and his father didn't declare any liability to the Spanish tax authorities at all for their image rights.
Do people ever go to prison for this kind of stuff?
I think under Spanish law, effectively, if it's your first case and you agree to a significant fine, you automatically get a suspended sentence.
Okay, all right. It's good stuff. Thanks for explaining that. Thank you. We actually now know what we're talking about and we can bang on about it.